What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer A Day with TK. It's a beautiful evening here in Findlay, Ohio, and Anders and I are hanging out in the beer shed, getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, as it's Wednesday, we all know what that means. WTF Wednesday. For those of you who may be new to the program, WTF Wednesday is the one day a week when we showcase a beer we normally wouldn't on the program. Now, sometimes that means we do stuff from the big boys like Bud, Miller, and Coors. Sometimes we try unique offerings from microbreweries. And sometimes we try some international beers because we're trying to increase our international flavor. Now, the beer we have today is called Dark Majik. And this is an Imperial Irish Oatmeal Coffee Stout.
So where'd you get this one from?
Well, let me finish. I got this from Half Time Brewing, Half Time Beverage in New York. This is a place where you order them online. Again, I think I had about 24 beers, $20 ship, and I think it cost about $100 total for everything with the beers I chose. So it's a decent little spot.
As many times as you've plugged this place, they better throw you a bone.
I'm just happy I can get the beers. Now, this here is from Lough Gill, Lough Gill Brewing, and these guys are out of Sligo, Ireland.
So do you know where that is?
You know I do, because without Sligo, Ireland, there's no A Beer A Day with TK. Sligo, Ireland is actually the town where my grandfather is from in Ireland. Now, I have an Irish passport because of him, but he was born in Holborn Hill in Sligo, Ireland. So this is where I still have family there. This is kind of, this is, I guess, where my family's from.
So now we know who to blame for you.
That's right. Now, I was super excited to see this. I know there's another brewery in Sligo called the White Hag. Because I remember looking up, I wanted to get beer from Sligo, and I never see the White Hag beers available here. I think Don had some, so check out Don's beer reviews. Don, I think it's Don Drinks Beer he goes by now, right? But Don had some, I think he had a White Hag beer from Sligo, and I wanted to get a hold of one really bad, but the shipping and everything was ridiculous. So I just happened to be on their site looking through these beers, saw this and looked at it, and saw this one was from Sligo as well. So I guess this Lough Gill is also, from the same place.
Well, maybe we should go out and visit Don and drink one of those White Hag beers with Don.
That sounds like something we need to do this summer. Now, this one here is 11% ABV. Couldn't find anything on the IBUs. Ratings-wise, did okay. Untappd to 3.92. That's pretty solid.
It is.
Beer Advocate, there was nothing listed. I think there was only a small amount of check-ins to this on Untappd.
Yeah.
Was it 100 or something?
Yeah, Untappd had like 100 check-ins, and there was maybe 3 on Beer Advocate.
Yeah, it was really, really low.
However, one person did mention something about the label being a weird texture.
It is. You can kind of feel it. It looks like there's like waves here. It's kind of a nautical theme. You can kind of feel the texture on the thing is quite neat. Now, on the can, what do we have? Dark Majik, brewed and packaged by Lough Gill Brewery, Sligo, Ireland. Ingredients. Now, this was odd, because this is supposed to be an Imperial Irish Oatmeal Coffee Stout, and the ingredients are as follows. Contains wheat, lactose, and milk sugar, Lough Gill water, malted wheat and barley, hops, coffee, and lactose milk sugar. One thing is missing.
Oat.
Yeah, something to do with the oatmeal. Yeah,
anything like that.
I didn't see that on the ingredients list, so I'm going to be kind of interested to see how that plays out. Usually, if you have an oatmeal stout, it kind of has a slick feel to it, and sometimes when you pour it, it almost looks like a bit oily. So I'm interested to see what this is going to look like. I've never had anything from these guys before, and honestly, I'm praying for the best, because if I waited all this time, got a beer from my ancestral home and it sucks, I'm going to be disappointed.
It's also interesting that they list where the water is from.
Yeah.
You very rarely, if at all, have ever seen that.
Well, I'm sure it's probably very good.
But now I'll read the interesting part of the can since you were
I was caught up
investigating the ingredients. This is the dark Irish beer your mother didn't tell you about. Dark Majik is a true beer for royalty, with big, bold aromas of chocolate, coffee, and notes of fruit and spices. Independently brewed in Sligo, Ireland.
Let's see what it's like.
Brewed for adventure.
We like adventure, kind of. As long as it's not too dangerous. Let's see what we got here.
Always down for an adventure. Ooh. That's a nice looking color. It's nice to have something that's not a lager.
Yeah. We're knocking out a bunch of international beers today, and overwhelmingly they're kind of crap, man.
But I guess you whatever your largest beer you manufacture is, or what you manufacture the most of, would be the one that you would export. I mean, it's the equivalent of people around the world saying Bud, Miller, and Coors are representations of American beer. Exactly.
I mean, we go to Europe or other countries, and people are like, American beer sucks. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Just the beer you've gotten sucks. And I'm sure it's the same.
And what American beer have you gotten?
Bud, Miller, Coors. Yeah.
I'm like, so you're drinking American Stella.
Yeah, exactly. So first off, we're going to go to our Brew HQ chart here, see what we think the color is on this SRM chart. Now, I'm holding this up to the background lighting there, and I can't see a damn thing.
No, you can't see anything.
That is dark
midnight
as night, man.
That is midnight black.
Yeah, that is, as Dave Chappelle would say, darkness.
So is that the top or the bottom of the chart?
I'll go to the end of the chart with a 40th. 1 is the beginning, 40 is the end.
Where is the end in a circle?
Normally, I'd say there isn't one. It's a snake eating its tail. But if there's a number 40, numerically, 40 is after 1, my friend. So this is a 40.
This is definitely a 40, if not beyond.
You can't see a thing.
This is a black hole.
Yeah. Now, the head, again, looks quite magnificent. I got at least a finger's worth of mine. And this is, I don't know, kind of like a tan-colored head.
Yeah, it's definitely a tan khaki color.
It's hanging around, man. It isn't going anywhere. And you see,
no, not at all.
You know, people do the lacing thing, like you putting that around the glass. It looks pretty good, man. Let's give it a sniff.
Chocolate. But not intense.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I will say is I was expecting like a big coffee hit because it's supposed to be
right.
Coffee stout. Now, I'm picking up more chocolate. Now,
right.
I'm
Chocolate's
hoping,
the dominant scent.
I'm wondering, this is going to be a guess now, that this is going to be sweeter as opposed to more kind of bitter, like a coffee taste. I hope that's what it is. I'm a huge fan of milk stouts. Now, I did say milk sugar, right? I thought I read that on the can.
Lactose.
So lactose is milk sugar, which should sweeten it up. I'm hoping that this is a nice kind of milk stout. I'm not a coffee fan. I can handle coffee and stout. You always get that taste a little bit, but I prefer the sweeter ones. Ready?
Yes.
Sláinte. Body. Full. Viscous. I think you get that oatmeal stout texture, kind of, like that slickness to it, which was surprising because I didn't see oats on the ingredient list,
right.
But I didn't know if it would pull that off. Definitely viscous, definitely like oily. It's, you know,
yes.
I kind of enjoy that. I'm looking at the top of it. It doesn't have that oily appearance that I see a lot of times with an oatmeal stout.
No, but the head's still in the way.
Yeah. Mine's gone down most of the way now, but
it was very viscous.
Taste. I think you're picking up chocolate. You definitely pick up that milk sugar sweetness, which I kind of dig. But there is some bitterness to it as well. Yeah. So it's a bit of dark, maybe like a dark chocolate bitterness. And then you
cacao?
Cacao? What's that shit that they be smoking? Cacao. Wu-Tang did not sing those lyrics, just me. But you do pick up, I think, at the end, a little bit of booziness, too. You definitely know that this is, this is 11%. I get a little bit of booziness at the back end. You don't get the burn, but you pick it up when you at the end, I think I pick up some booziness.
Yeah, you're right. You do, kind of like when you exhale after you swallow, you get some of that little boozy.
Yeah, you know it's there. It's like I think sometimes you get like the bourbon aged ones that get that little bit of like a booziness because they tend to be higher ABVs. It's the same kind of thing. You don't get the burn, but you pick it up. You know you're drinking a serious contender here, right? This isn't a flyweight beer. You know that the minute you try the thing. Anything else going on? Coffee. What do you think? You think it's delivering on the coffee? I don't really think up the coffee. I pick up a little bit of roasty malt, like you probably should in something like this. But I don't think I get a big coffee taste.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say it has a coffee flavor. No coffee taste. I like coffee stouts. I like coffee porters, coffee stouts. I like that coffee, that robust coffee flavor. And it's not there.
If you were to ask me, I would say this is probably more like a milk stout with a little more bite. Because it's not super, super sweet like a milk stout. But it's sweet, definitely. You get the sweetness. But you also get that alcohol bitter. Like you get some bitterness and you get some alcohol as well that kind of balances it out a bit more. So
that's another thing that's interesting. So it's an Imperial Irish Oatmeal Coffee Stout. But there's no oat or oatmeal or coffee.
I think it said coffee.
Did it say coffee?
Yeah, I thought I read that earlier. I thought I read coffee.
Water, multiple. Oh, there's coffee. My bad.
Yeah, there's coffee.
I'm wrong.
No oats, though, I guess.
No oats.
But I did say barley. Maybe the barley has a similar effect in the brewing process. I'm not super familiar. I mean, lots of beers have barley, obviously, but maybe they're hoping that.
Yeah, I just don't get the.
Now, I do also get
coffee.
The other thing I do get is kind of like a raisin-y sort of taste.
The dark fruit kind of.
Yeah, pick that up as well. For me, I think this is a win, man. Maybe I'm a bit of a sucker here because I wanted it to be good because it's from my ancestral home there. But I mean, I think independently, this is solid beer.
I would have liked to have had more of a coffee flavor to it, since it says coffee in the name.
I wouldn't. I don't like coffee, so it's a win for me.
But it's still a good beer, really good beer.
No, I'm with you though. I'm with you though. If it says it on the can, you expect to get all the flavors that they say. And I know a lot of times when people do, a lot of different things. Sometimes, look, some people pick them up, others don't. Whatever it might be, or maybe sometimes one's more dominant and one isn't. For me, I think the coffee's probably not there, but that's not a terrible thing in my book. For me, though, I would say Dark Majik Imperial Irish Oatmeal Coffee Stout from Lough Gill Brewing in Sligo, Ireland. You get a thumbs up.
As somebody who's only a plastic patty, I will also give this a thumbs up. It is a delicious beer. It is really good. Again, I wish there was some more coffee to it, but I like coffee. You don't. But I would definitely drink this again. It is a good, nice stout.
Yeah. So all things considered, big thumbs up. Hopefully you like the video. Give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you had Dark Majik from Lough Gill Brewing? Have you had anything from White Hag Brewing out of Sligo? Or if not, do you know where I can get one? I definitely want to try one of those so badly. Eventually I'll get it. Maybe I'll have to head to England or Ireland this summer until I can get one in Europe somewhere, but it's got to be tried eventually.
I wonder if they serve it in Mos Eisley's Cantina.
They might. You never know, brother. Hey, till next time. Sláinte!